I will say this about the score in terms of themes. Because of George's character, Buck, which is the most iconic zombie ever, right? We ended up creating a theme for Buck, which was very sympathetic, and then became restated all the way through the score. And fortunately, we had this unbelievable actor sitting over here at the end of the row who brought this character to life with mime and with characterization. I mean, it's just an unbelievable performance.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, I'm curious about, because I mean, on IMDb you're credited with like some soap operas before, but the way IMDb works, it's hard to tell when you were actually doing those. So were you actually part of the group in in Philadelphia that got cast, or did you move to do the role? Because most of your actors were local at the time, right?
Yeah, it's Pittsburgh, not Philadelphia.
Pittsburgh, sorry.
Pittsburgh.
No, I lived in New York at the time, and I auditioned in New York, and I met George on the set, actually. I think I auditioned on tape, as I recall.
Oh yeah, I think so.
So you were auditioning for the zombie role. What was your audition like?
I think the thing that I've always wanted to ask George if this is actually true, but there was not really much to the role on the page, and I think I shot and I saluted and then I ate and I sneaked in a turkey leg, and at the moment when I was expected to mind eating, I whipped out the turkey leg and had at it. And I always thought that's what carried the day.
I think it's almost like a mystery of whether you actually have dialogue in the film. There's a few points where you seem to be speaking. So when you grab the girl, one of your first scenes, you actually say, "I'm sorry." Do you remember?
Well, it's difficult to describe. I mean, my basic thought was, I mean, the basic thing that I tried to do as I was doing this role was thinking of all this flesh still works, but just not very well. And it's like, and I remember George had suggested that he wanted Bub to have a quality that was like an infant. And I had happened to have a friend before I came to the set who just had a baby, and I had spent some time with the baby. And it was vivid in my mind. I remember looking at the baby thinking, you're trying to figure out how all this works. If you watch a kind of almost spastic-like movements of the baby, just, an impulse goes down and